Hello, this is Aaron's Collecting and Detecting coming back at you with another video. I know this is really late or really early for some people, but I felt the need to do a video. I had a really bad day yesterday, guys. I'm not going to get into details, nor do I want sympathy or anything. I'm just looking to be open about things. Heard a couple other people on here come out and say, things about themselves. And it's inspired me to do the exact same thing. Now, this video is also going to be about cards. Don't get me wrong. I got to include those, but I'm sure a lot of you probably wonder why I'm up at all hours of the night. Well, I have anxiety, depression, PTSD. I've had a lot of traumatic experiences in my life. I've been through a lot, and it's screwed up my sleeping habits. I don't sleep well at all. I barely get sleep throughout the day, and I don't know, it's just hard to deal with. So, I consider a lot of you my friends, even though we haven't met or anything. I just think some of you guys are genuine, good people, and I've grown to like you guys a lot. And, doing these videos, showing you my cards, showing you my metal detecting, it's like a type of therapy for me. It makes me feel a lot better. I get depressed, and my anxiety gets real bad sometimes. And, I can always come back to cards and metal detecting, just to make me feel better. That's always going to be there. So, and as long as I have one of you watching my videos, I will keep doing those videos, because I love interacting with you guys, and I love this community. All you guys a lot of you are some of the nicest people that I've ever met, I've ever known. And it's like, I wish a lot of you guys live closer to me, because I'd probably be good friends with you guys. You guys seem really nice, genuine people. There's too many people out there that lie, that use people, that treat people like garbage, and it's not right. They're doing it for their own gain, or because they don't give a care about you, and it's just not right. If everybody would treat everybody the right way, with respect and dignity, then this world would be a heck of a lot better place. So I just wanted to say that before I did this video. Sorry, guys, that I'm taking so long. And like I said, I'm not doing this for sympathy. I'm not doing this for you guys to send me stuff or anything like that. Please don't. I'm doing this to just let you guys know a little bit more about myself, and to vent. And if you guys ever wonder why I'm acting different, or why I'm on certain times and not certain other times, and why I do a couple videos a day, and maybe one day I won't do any videos, I'm just letting you guys know. So anyways, that being said, I will show you some of my cards. Give me 1 second, and I will get them out, and then I will show you. Okay, guys, back. I know a lot of you like oddball cards, so that this first part of the video is going to be some oddball cards that they're just a little odd. You might have heard of some of them you might not have. They're all different. But I think they're pretty cool in their own right, so I wanted to show you guys. First of all, I have a couple of these OBAC cards, or however you say it, TriStar OBAC. Excuse me. And Terry Bradshaw. Whitney, I don't know who that is. It says he was a writer for Harper's Magazine for All-American Team. Casper made his own team of college football stars and published them in This Week in Sports magazine. Today's selection to an All-American team is one of the highest football honors. So that's kind of neat. It's a little bit of history as well as sports. I don't know who this guy is. It says Douglas, obviously. He's a quarterback from the Chicago Bears from 1969 to 75. Set the single-season record for quarterback rushing yards. His 968-yard record in 1972 stood for 34 years. So, who's the one who broke that record? I wonder if it was Michael Vick. That's who I'm thinking. But was Michael Vick even in football in 2006? Because if you take 34 and add it to 72, that'd be 2006. So, I don't know. Well, anyways, I got some of these cards. These are more, they're called Donruss Americana. They're more celebrity cards. This says Karen Allen. She was in Raiders of the Lost Ark movies. This guy's name is Dan Fogler. He was in movies that I've never heard of. I know who this guy was. If you guys think he was on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Yep. Criminal Minds, Kitchen Confidential, Hollywood Squares. And yes, I did watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She was quite attractive and entertaining. I like vampire shows. Not the romantic ones. I like those kind. This is Kelly Monaco. I've heard of her, but I don't know what she's in. Oh, Baywatch. General Hospital, soap opera. Probably heard her from Baywatch. I know who this girl is. Danielle Harris. She was in the Halloween movies. She was a little girl in those movies. I think she was Michael Myers' niece or something. Says she did the voice on Wild Thornberrys. That's a show one of my daughters really liked. She would want to watch over and over. It's Lindsay Wagner. I think she's Robert Wagner's sister. Oh, she was the Bionic Woman. So that's cool. This is Elizabeth Rome. I do not know who she is. Oh, from Law and Order. She's an actress. Do you guys recognize her? She's Janet from Three's Company, one of my favorite shows. Now this, I got a story for, and I wish I actually had this card with me. But if you guys don't recognize her, This is from one of my all-time favorite shows. Maybe, well, this is top 5 for sure favorite shows. And I actually met her 3 years ago at like a Halloween convention, and she was super nice. I took photo with her. I actually have that photo somewhere around here. And yeah, she was really nice. And, I liked her a lot. I don't know if a lot of you guys know, but her and Al Bundy, the guy who plays Al Bundy, I can't think of his name right now. They did not get along at all. So I'm not taking sides. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know what transpired, but yeah. So it's a little tidbit about that. This is Kathryn Grayson. She looks like an old-time actress. Yep. Some old movies. Kiss Me Kate, Anchors Away, Showboat. I've heard of a couple of those. This is Rhonda Fleming. I think she was a skater. Let me see. Nope. She was in movies. Jerry Lewis. The late Jerry Lewis. I know you guys know who he is. At least you should. If you live in the United States. Well, maybe for those of you who don't know, he was like a comedic actor and a comedian from like the 50s, mostly 60s a little bit. This is Emily Preston. It's hard to read. No, Proctor. I'm sorry. CSI Miami, West Wing. She was in Big Mama's House too. Those movies are funny. Natalie Raitano. Do not know. VIP, Killing Down, Edge, Webisodes of Pink. Never heard of it. I know you guys know who he is, most of you. That's Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker. This is Diane Franklin. She looks like she did those 80s movies. Oh, yep. Yep, teen movies from the 80s. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. That's one of the best movies. If you guys haven't seen that, that's awesome. Oh, and did you guys know they're coming out with another one with Keanu Reeves and that same guy? So look out for that coming soon. But yeah. So that is. This is what's her name? Dana McCulloch. That, if you guys watched Roseanne, she was the second Becky. Not the first one, but the second one. You guys know who that is? Quentin Tarantino. He made some of my favorite movies, like Dusk Till Dawn. If you haven't seen that movie, guys, that's very entertaining and hilarious. And there's other movies that I can't think of right now. Like the one famous one with John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson. I can't think of it right now. Can't think of the name. Maybe it'll say on here. Oh, Pulp Fiction. Yeah, that's it. Duh. I know who this is. If you guys watched What's Happening from the 70s with Rerun and that. She's the little sister of, I believe the guy's name was Dwayne. I might be wrong. Let me see. Oh, it doesn't say. Her name's D. Thomas. D was her name on there. Lynn Kelly Johnson, I do not know who that is. Couple of movies. Doug Jones. He played in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and Hellboy, Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. He kind of looks familiar, but not really. You know who this is, guys? Erik Estrada from Chips. This is John Saxon. And for all of you who don't know, I know he was in at least one Bruce Lee movie. And he was pretty badass in it, excuse my language. I believe the movie he was in was called Enter the Dragon. But, oh yeah, he played, Enter the Dragon, and he was the dad on Nightmare on Elm Street. And it says he was in spaghetti westerns. If you don't know what a spaghetti western was, it was just like a corny western. In like the 60s and 70s, they made a lot of westerns that weren't really serious, or they put a lot of a budget into, because westerns were going out of style then. So that's what they call spaghetti westerns. Just to let you guys know. This one is Ariel Keeble. She looks familiar. I don't know who she is, though. Former Miss Florida teen. Okay, she was in Maxim and Stuff magazines. That's about all it says. Oh, and she's in Gilmore Girls. George Bush. Enough said. If you guys don't know who George Bush is, then you probably don't even live on this planet. I would think everybody knows who George Bush is. Rest in peace. I just skipped over Eileen Daly. It says she played in Helter Skelter, The Exorcist, Queen of Screams, Krampus, Bloodlust. So, she did some movies. Janelle Parrish. Do not know who that is either. She's in Les Miserables, Disney musical Geppetto, Jade and Bratz, and on the show Heroes, which I heard was a good show, but I've never watched. Mira Furlan. Don't know who that is. Oh, Babylon 5. And she played in Lost. I don't remember her from Lost. I used to love Lost until it got ridiculous. Francisco Quinn. Don't know who that is. He played in Platoon. And Vlad. Yeah, I remember him from Platoon. Platoon's an awesome movie if you guys haven't seen. This guy's hilarious. Rob Schneider. He was in Deuce Bigalow. And some other movies that were hilarious from the late 90s, early 2000s. This is Nikki Blonsky. I know she's from some show. Oh, the movie Hairspray. Don't know, but I know her from somewhere. I don't think from Hairspray. Lorraine Newman. Have no clue. Oh, she's one of the original Saturday Night Live people. I know which one. Obviously the red-haired one, but I didn't remember her name. This is, I can't even read that name. Swoozie Kurtz. She's named after the famous World War II airplane. Played in some TV shows and movies. Don't know. Evan Marriott. Oh, Joe Millionaire. I remember that show. That was funny. If you guys don't know about this show, it's like one of those chick shows like Bachelor, but it was hilarious because all these sorry to say chick, I meant woman's show, that everybody thought he was a millionaire, but in reality he wasn't, and they all thought they were fighting over him. It was hilarious. One of my favorites, Jackie Chan. You guys know who he is. Movie star and stunt guy, does all his own stunts. Martial arts. This is Ernest Thomas. That's the brother of the girl that I showed you earlier from What's Happening. Oh, his name was Raj. That's what his name was. Next one needs no introduction. Willie Mays. I should put that one in a sleeve for sure. I don't know why I haven't. I just kept all the cards together. This is an Elijah Wood proof, which I imagine it's like a variation. It's numbered 120 out of 500. Which I imagine, like I said, it's hold on, let me see. Let me check more of these. It's like a variation, like a prism or a refractor or whatever, I would imagine. Now we're getting into some Goodwin champions. John Havlicek, great basketball player. I don't remember who he played for. Was he on Celtics? Knicks? Something like that. I don't know. Before my time. Derek Favors, mini. Ryan Dungey, motocross. Green. And it says Lady Luck on the back. If you guys like Allen and Ginter type products, you'll like these Goodwin champions. These are cool cards. Chichi Rodriguez, green. Bruce Smith. That's cool. One of the all-time sack leaders for football. Kevin Van Dam. I take it he's a good fisherman. I don't know much about fishing. Adrian Dantley, basketball player. I know him because he played on the Pistons and the Mavericks. He helped win us our first championship. Tim Salmon, baseball player. I know who he is. If not, he played in the mid to late 90s, early 2000s. George Gipp, sorry, football player, like old football player, evidently. Never heard of him. 1895. Oh, he was born in Michigan. He held the Notre Dame career rushing mark for more than 50 years. Wow. Mark Messier, hockey. Great hockey player for the Oilers and the Rangers, mostly. Nicholas Lidstrom, great hockey player for us, for the Red Wings. Here's some more Goodwin champions from 2011. Mia Hamm, hot soccer player, obviously. From the women's Olympic medal winning soccer team. And Penny Hardaway. Of course, he's got a penny. That's a cool card. I don't know if most of you guys know, but I'm sure a lot of you do. Penny Hardaway was like right underneath Shaq when he came out. Like everybody wanted his cards. Steven Stamkos. I don't know much about hockey, but because I was getting out of collecting right when he came in, but I know he's a pretty good one also. Greg Monroe. He was on the Pistons. I don't know where they traded him to. This might be his rookie sort of card. P.T. Barnum from Barnum and Bailey Circus that is no longer around. It's kind of neat. If you guys like history, that's another thing I like. I really like history, guys. Albert Spalding, basketball. I'm sure you guys have all heard, seen Spalding basketballs or balls in general. I don't know if they only did basketballs or not. It says he was one of the first professional baseball players. It's a 13-year average. And it says, near the end of his playing days, Spalding and his brother began selling sporting goods in Chicago, forming the company that still bears his name. That's a little history. It's cool. Brody Merrill, lacrosse. Have no idea. John Sullivan, boxer. Yeah, guys, that's how they used to box back then. I know, as ridiculous as it is, with no gloves. And they used to take some beatings. Their rounds, they had like 20 rounds. I can't remember exactly, but I think they had like a lot of rounds, and sometimes they wouldn't stop until one person lost or something like that. But it's definitely a lot different back when he was boxing. Evgeny Malkin from the Pittsburgh Penguins. Malkin and Crosby. I know him. They beat our Red Wings one year for the Stanley Cup. Julius Erving, basketball. I know him. He's really good. Hope Solo, soccer player. Pretty lady. Good soccer player. Lane Beachley, surfing. Don't know who she is. Rube Waddell, one of the first baseball players. Inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1946. There's his stats, if you guys can see them. Billy the Kid. I love Old West history the most, actually, out of all history. And if you guys don't know who Billy the Kid is, read up on him. It's really cool. It blows my mind to think just under 150 years ago that it was so different around here. John Bones Jones. Yeah, the MMA guy. I know a little bit about MMA, but I'm not an expert by any means. Eddie Shorjocky. Oh, not jockey, hockey. I thought that sounded funny. I'm like, that doesn't sound familiar. He played hockey, I guess. Horse racing. Curlin must be the name of a horse. Don't know much about horse racing either. Willie Keeler, old baseball player. .341 career average. Pretty dang good. Just missed out on 3,000 hits. Jim Rice, in his later years, obviously. Good baseball player, Hall of Fame. This guy's a good hockey player. I know him, Bobby Orr. Really good, guys. He's really good scorer. Says he won the Art Ross Trophy twice, the Norris Trophy 8 times, and the Hart Trophy as MVP twice. For a defenseman, that's pretty good. Eddie Plank, baseball. Another old-timer. There's his career numbers. Over 300 wins, 2.35 ERA. Drew Brees, you guys know who he is probably. I'm pretty sure if you know anything about football, you know who Drew Brees is. Here's one of those. Here's another one. Those bare knuckle boxers. Gentleman Jim Corbett. I'm going to show you some other cards that I have. Here's a racing card. I didn't think I had any more racing cards. I gave these all to Danny and Grays. Danny Grays, or however, whatever his channel is. I can't think of it right now. Danny and Grays, or Danny Grays Toys and stuff. But I need to set that aside for him. So I thought I gave him all my racing cards. Some Pro Set card, random one. This little, it says from Starbucks. It's like a little iTunes card. And of course Reggie Miller on the front of it. Super Bowl Super Moment, Jim O'Brien. Another Super Bowl Superman, Ray Guy punter. Nick Bunkanti. Have no idea. Now we get into a few wrestling cards. Scott Steiner, Muscle Inc., otherwise known as Big Papa Pump. If you guys remember wrestling from the late 90s, early 2000s, that was his nickname. James Storm. Not sure I know who he is. I stopped really watching wrestling like consistently in the mid 2000s. I know who Lance Storm is. Jim Cornette. I know who that is. He used to carry around a tennis racket for the Midnight Express from WCW. Earl Hebner. I remember him, referee from the WWF. And he's got a twin brother, Steve McMichael, from the Chicago Bears, world champion Chicago Bears. He was in wrestling. Evidently, he went to TNA wrestling. He's in WWF and WCW also. Christian Cage. He's from the WWF. He was. Another Scott Steiner. God, is he muscular. I wonder if he does steroids, guys. Think you guys know the answer to that. Some TNA X Division champion. Have no idea who these people are. That guy is. Matt Morgan, have no idea. What year are these cards from? Oh, 2008. Yeah, I wasn't really watching wrestling in 2008. Especially not TNA wrestling. Oh, that's Kurt Angle right there. He just retired. Did you guys like Kurt Angle? Not me, not really. This is some art card, I guess. Prince Justice Brotherhood. TNA debut. I have no idea who those are. Oh, Kevin Nash. He's from Michigan, guys. He used to live around here, and he had a boat off of the Detroit River, and a guy I knew said he was going there for a party he was having. Asked me if I wanted to go. I didn't go because, number one, I didn't know who's anybody there besides the guy that the buddy of mine that wanted me to go. And I'm just a little nervous about meeting Kevin Nash. Awesome guy, awesome wrestler. Another one of him. It's 8-sided ring. It's kind of neat. Now here's like a soccer card. I don't know where I got that from. Carlos Terrucci, Bolivia, 1994 Upper Deck. Probably in a lot of cards that I bought from somebody, a collection. Here's some more Americana. Heroes and Legends. Bill Clinton. Obviously, you guys probably know who he is, one of the former presidents. Al Worden, a astronaut. Another card of his, doubles. A Alan Bean, don't know who that is. Another astronaut. Alex Morgan, obviously looks like a soccer player. I'm going to go through the rest of these guys. I know this video is really long. Another soccer player. Barbara Bush. Of course, George Bush's wife. Laura Lindsay. Another soccer player. Fred Gregory. Obviously another astronaut. Gary Hall Jr. Swimmer. I used to watch him on the Olympics. Do you guys love the Olympics? Comment below. I love the Olympics. I look forward to them every year. Not really a big Winter Olympics fan. I do watch it, but I do watch the hockey and some of the skiing events, like that event where they launch off the ramp and go as far as they can go. That's kind of cool to me. But yeah, I always watch the sprint events, the running, the swimming and stuff. Really awesome. Dean No, Gene Kranz. Take it that's a NASA guy. Yep, NASA flight director. Never heard of him. Hoot Gibson. He must have been on the Challenger. No, I'm wrong. That picture just looks like that era, you know. Remember 86 when the Challenger exploded, guys? Speaking of the Challenger, she was on the Challenger when it exploded, I believe. Doesn't say on there, but that's what I thought. Scott Hamilton, figure skater. Not much on figure skating. Lenny Krayzelberg, another swimmer, Olympic caliber. Awesome. Sydney Leroux, women's soccer player. Don't know much about soccer, women's or men's. Tommy Kono. Looks like a bodybuilder, weightlifting. These are some presidents. James Monroe. Another one of those. John Quincy Adams. And he looks like an evil son of a gun. He looks like he'd be in a portrait on Scooby-Doo with the eyes moving. I'm watching you. Okay, I know that's a little corny. John Tyler, another American president. Zachary Taylor, another. And for all of you who don't know, you youngins, wonder why his picture looks funny. Well, it's a sketch because they didn't have photography yet when these sketches were drawn. I don't think they started taking photographs of presidents till like the 1850s or 1860s. Rutherford B. Hayes. So, let's see. So, 1877. This is Herbert Hoover, president. Harry Truman. My dad said he was a really good president. He did a lot for the people, he says. And yes, my dad was alive when Harry Truman was president. I know that's crazy, but true. Here's a Jurassic Park card from '93. Couple golf cards. John Adams. Don't know who that is. Don't know much about golf. Of course, I know the big names: Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer, a few more that I can't think of. Who's this guy? Peter Jacobson. Don't know. Never heard of him. David Duval. I've heard that name before. Oh, there's the Golden Bear. Jack Nicklaus. Arnold Palmer. One of these guys has passed away. I believe it's Arnold Palmer, the one who makes, the drink. Came up with the drink, Arnold Palmer. Did he come up with the drink, or did someone else come up with it for him? I know he's got it's bottled. I know that. I don't know if he came up with it or what. Well, that's all my cards, guys, that I'm going to show today. Thanks for watching. Sorry for being so long. Sorry for really talking about my personal business. I know some of you don't mind. and want to hear, and others probably could care less because you're just here for cards and metal detecting. I promise I won't, give you guys a lot of videos like that. I'll just stick to the subject. But if you stuck around this long, I thank you. And I really do appreciate all of you who watch my videos. It means a lot to me. It gives me fuel to make more and to try to improve. And yes, I'm going to try to find a tripod here soon. I know a lot of you have mentioned it. And yes, it would make things easier. So I will find a tripod here soon. And yeah, I'll just keep making videos until you guys don't want to watch them anymore. All right? All right, guys. Like I said, be good to each other. Be safe. And, just one random act of kindness to somebody, it goes a long way. Just be good. And see you guys tomorrow. Bye.